Alpines have split their strategy, though. We got Gacha on the hard tire and Banana in second on the medium tire. So I'm a little bit surprised that right now Gacha's not letting sort of Banana through and just push on a little bit. That said, as we said before, we don't think that there's going to be any sort of team orders here, as Adjaman now 1.6 seconds behind P7.
I'm just getting myself back in there, but Ricky keeping us up to date, please, with the details. I'd apologise for that, just had a random internet spike, but we are back going again. I'm just trying to get myself back into the lobby. All you can see is a bit of a waiting multiplayer race screen, but I shall bring you back with the action in just a couple of seconds' time.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's been a moment between Catello and Adjaman, because Adjaman is now falling behind Calvin and P8, and they're a couple of seconds behind Craggy, who's at the back of this first lot of train, and then you've got a gap to Alfie, who's behind Adjaman. So a couple of trains here, but yeah, the top 7 getting away.
Yeah, the top 7 have broke that DRS after the Fizz went for that battle, and it's just getting a little bit bigger, that train pulling away. You see it was 2.1, now 2.2 and almost 2.3 seconds clear. The gap just there, you can see it on your screen how far behind he is. It's like a couple of corners behind every time we go on through. He's doing well though, He's doing well to keep Calvin behind. You know, you had your prediction on Calvin to be one of the quicker drivers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know much about the driver, but he's obviously got some skill and some talent. I think, you know, maybe the fact that it's a new league, a new, you know, environment for him, maybe he's just a little bit nervous. We'll have to find out, I guess. But, I mean, listen, the race is 36 laps, not 4 laps, so anything can happen. Penalties, keeping it penalty-free around here, crucial, as we've seen last night in the crossplay section. Ludic making a move. Ludic making a move up to P2, so he's split. He has now split the 2 Alpines, and he is on the same tyre as Gacha. So, crucial move there.
Yeah, absolutely. And he knows his races with Gacha there. They're both on the same strategy. He needs to keep with him. So in Gacha boxes, does he follow in? Will he try and stick with him? I mean, it's the obvious call, the obvious strategy, but maybe Ludek could go for that earlier pit stop, maybe try and get a bit of an undercut on Gacha ahead. These two seem to be fine out here for the race victory. They seem to be on the optimum strategy, pulling away a little bit there. The harder tyre working a bit better now than the mediums, just fired up and ready to go. The heat's there, so the compound are active.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I mean the mediums are going to pit obviously earlier than the hards. They're going to get the undercut, but the people on the hard tyres now are going to get that fresh tyre. Which one do you want at the end of the race? Do you want the undercut or do you want the fresher tyre? This is what I like about Mexico. It really does throw the strategy into play. Which way do you want to go?
Take a quick look at the tyres on the screen. We've missed that out for a couple of laps while the racing was underway. You can see the split. So, most drivers on the hard compounded tyre, Banana, Raul, Craggy, the Fizz, and PW Jones opting for the medium compound there. We've called them out a little bit early on, but most of the grid being on that hard to medium strategy. Only a few on the medium to hard strategy. So, you know, risky calls for some, maybe risky calls for some. A lot of the drivers opting for that hard to medium compound swap, that strategy. Seems to be the one to go for. So is it risky? Is the hards the safer bet?
Well, I mean, it's only a risk if it doesn't pay off. If there's a safety car, then the risk, you know, hasn't been rewarded. But hard to medium is probably the go-to strategy if you believe...
Whoa! Raul's just gone straight on there!
Oh, we got a safety car.
Whoa! Full course safety car. Wow, Raul just sort of went straight. We sort of caught a little bit of that.
So this is probably going to turn into a one-stop versus a two-stop now, because the hard stop, you know, the hard driver is going to have to pit. They are not going to be one to stay on the hards. So it's going to be a switch to the medium. In fact...
No, they stayed out.
In fact, the Kick Saubers stayed out. That's Calvin. He's decided to stay out. I'm surprised by this. I'm actually surprised by this because I would have thought because you've got to pit anyway to go onto the medium. So if you get rid of that hard tire, you're on the medium. You can go medium. So, interesting.
Well, Banana also stayed out.
Quite the majority have stayed out, but I have to say, I'm quite surprised by this.
Yeah,
I know it's quite early. Craggy's gone to the hard tire.
Hards can do some mileage. We've seen it early on. We've seen it a lot. The high compounded tyre can do some serious miles this game cycle round.
Yeah, it makes sense if you're on the medium to get rid of him going on to the hard. But if you're on the hard, surely the medium to medium was the way to go, because you'd have had such an advantage. And then essentially the second stint you're on the same tyre anyway. So yeah, interesting call. Interesting. Let's see how it plays out. Craggy, the first one though, on to the fresh hards.
Yeah, so Craggy there having that track position. He's already boxed. Everybody else hasn't. So if they don't come in under the safety car, they've all still got a box again. But again, this goes to the tyre advantage, like the worst situation. The drivers that do choose to go maybe the opposite way and do a medium. Nobody's going in yet. Nobody's going for it. That's it. So when PW Jones does catch the field, safety car will come in, and then it's one stops all around. Apart from Craggy, the Fizz, and Jonesy. They're all probably going to see this out to the end. 28 laps, quite a long way to go. Still 28 laps to go.
Yeah, it's a hell of a long way to go on hard tyres, but I mean, is it even possible? I mean, I'm sure it is possible, but it's what's their pace like, because the field spread is going to obviously lose them time. They're going to be stuck in traffic, so yes, they've got a tyre advantage, but if you can't use it, then what good is it? Which is why I would have gone onto the medium if I was maybe at the front and on hards. But listen, I'm commentating. These guys know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's it. But all we're just here for spectator sport, just to watch it, give people a rundown of the little spicy details. These drivers have certainly done this long enough to know what strategy call to make. Maybe they've seen it how other drivers would see. You know, it's a bit too early yet. It's only lap 6 when the safety car come out. The hards for the drivers that are running the high compound tyre, they're still good. Maybe this is just going to benefit them. They can go a little bit longer. Well, they most certainly can go a bit longer now on those high compound tyres. Potentially 2 laps longer than they would have done. And have fresher mediums throughout the final stint. So this has helped them in that way.
Yeah.
As the majority of the grid hasn't boxed also. So they're all in the same situation.
Yeah, but going from that hard to medium to having to do medium, that's an ultra aggressive strategy. Obviously, I think Ludic's just about ready to rock and roll. There's a bit of a gap there between Calvin and Algerman.
He's gone. He's gone, and he's pulled a massive gap.
Yeah, he's got the 6 temps there. So obviously DRS not enabled.
Oh, Calvin's got a rundown on Adjoman. Adjoman's trying to defend it though. He does get ahead. Can Calvin pull it off? No, just can't get there.
Yeah, Calvin deciding, and he's struggling. You can see it. He went over that first curb into turn 1. He's just all out of shape here.
His teammates going past there. Alfie gets past.
Yeah, this is the play, because Calvin just has not. I mean, in quality it looked fine. But yeah, he's just. This could be simply tyre temperature.
Oh, Craggy getting one on Trina Day. That's one car dispatched of on those fresh hards. So Craggy moving up a position now, needs to try and gain a bit more time. The gap to the Mercedes in front's opened up quite a bit.
Yeah, we've got quite a lot of teams going side by side here. We got the 2 Alpines in 2nd and 3rd. We got the V-Cabs in 4th and 5th. The Kickstarters 7 and 8. You know, they don't want to be like this come the pit stops, because double stacking, I mean, if they choose to go on the same lap, they obviously wouldn't choose to go on the same lap, but if there's a VSC or a safety car, they would.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I say, you don't want to be this close together, especially under the double stack. thoughts. Anything can happen. This is racing. Another safety car could happen. Somebody pushing a little bit too hard. We've seen it before. We'll most likely see it again, but we can only pray that it doesn't happen and everybody gets themselves a nice race in front of them. But it's easy done. And having teammates so close together like this, you might want to box on the same lap. If you both go in, then it's ruined for one of you. Or maybe you'll race to the pits.
And to be fair, the only one out of the people who's making moves so far is Craggy, who went from 12th down, up to 10th. The Fizz is from 13th to 12th, and PW Jones still stuck at the back of the grid.
Yeah, unfortunate though for Jones, just not getting the benefit of those new hards early on, is he, to try and get past Nadir. Nadir 3 seconds though, so again, he's going to lose out the position, but Jones is not really got a lot of pace now unless he can get past sooner rather than later. Nadir's lost the DRS now.
I'll be honest, I think Banana's missed a trick here by not boxing. He could have easily gone to the hard and come out sort of P11, and I think that's the last we're going to see of Nadir. Yeah, because his mediums, they're only going to be going on for another 5 or 6 laps at most. And then he'll be thinking of a pit stop anyway. So I do think Banana right now is the one who's vulnerable and might not be there at the end of the race.
Yeah, potentially. He could have benefited. He was on the mediums. He's the last of the medium runners from starting the race, so it's really going to affect him now in the long run. If he'd have boxed early on, like you say, maybe drop down those positions, you're going to gain it back on the tyre advantage early on. But it's a bold strategy, this, to stay out on those mediums, and he's just dropping time now to the cars ahead. The mediums starting to show their age. However, Zeno and Julian Prince not really putting any pressure on so far. Not close enough to be pushing for an overtake, I guess.
I think they're just using their head. I think they know. I mean, Zeno's just having a moment there through the final corner. He's lost a couple of attempts, and now, in fact, he's got Julian, his teammate, right next to him. I don't think we're going to see team orders here. Julian, obviously, the full-time driver. Zeno, the reserve for tonight. And, yep, can't make nothing move. This is the thing. This is what makes qualifying so important. You really have to nail your qualifying. Otherwise, you are just stuck. Especially if you're racing against people of similar quality and pace.
Yeah, absolutely. With the way things are going so far, there's not an awful lot of moves going on apart from Craggy, who's maybe side by side, pulls ahead. There he goes as we get into 4, 5, and 6. Oh, they're still battling it out around 6. The Kick Sauber trying to stop Craggy from getting that position on him, but he does inevitably get it. The tyre advantage is working beautifully here.
Yeah, Craggy needs to get a move on, though, because he's just about outside of that DRS. He has the tyre advantage, but it won't matter when you're out of DRS.
No, he's just going to drop time on the straight, so you can see it's opened up a couple of attempts already, just from the fact he doesn't have that rear wing open. He can benefit in corners, but that's only going to benefit you so much.
Yeah, and he's outside, you see, and that's the problem. That little overtake in the middle sector has completely compromised whatever happens from beyond this point. So, the top 7 have broken away.
Yeah, we saw it all earlier on as well, didn't we? We saw after the Fizz making that late lunge, we saw that it got a bit of a DRS broken train. 2 fights going on in the field. And we seem to be getting back to that point a little bit. Craggy, though, he's just losing more time here now. He's not really getting the benefit. It's almost second and a half done. Calvin, a second and a half. There's a fight between Jonesy and Puccied, it seems.
Yeah, and the Fizz makes a move past Calvin. Calvin has not enjoyed this race so far. As we got McLaren, that's Puccied going right off there. So PW Jones makes a move past Puccied as Lujic, the race leader. Oh, and he spun it. Oh my God, he's kept it. How has he kept it? Oh my God. Well, I tell you what, he might have got 3 seconds and dropped a couple of positions, but he gets an A star for fucking keeping that going forward, I guess. I mean, he's still there, but my word, what a moment.
Oh, could have ended him there and maybe seen something that we don't want to see again. to throw the strategies up in the air once again. He did very well to keep himself there, and he's still in podium places, although the 3 seconds going to hurt him unless he can pull away from that train behind. But like you said, the top 7, they're just staying there. They're just absolutely staying there. Even Ludek, he drops it and still stays there. These drivers are on it tonight.
Yeah, he's going to be frustrated with that 3 seconds, but I tell you what, I bet he's pleased with that save. Just going back to the top 3, Ludek is going to really need to get past Banana on this next lap because Gatchu's tyres are coming into play. Bananas are struggling, and we're already at that 1 second. So with DRS, yeah, this is a crucial lap now for the race leader.
Yep, there it goes. He's outside of the 1 second, and we're coming up to the detail.
Days.
Oh, he almost did it again!
Oh my days, he's well, I don't know if he's overheated the tires, but my word, he's pushing. He is on the limit.
Wow, you can seriously see how much he's really pushing his car to the limit. He knows what he needs to do. He needs to get him back on Gatcha. Banana's being so much like a bit of a block here, like a roadblock, slowing him down so much. See how much he's on the rear diffuser there. As Banana dives into the pits, those mediums have absolutely had it. Had enough.
Yeah, there we go. That for me confirms that not boxing was a mistake.
Yeah. It's got to be.
DRS now for Ludic, 1.6. I mean, it's a big gap. And now he's got Zeno and Prince all over his gearbox. And I tell you what, Gatcha's, if anything, pulling away here. You know, what lap are we going to be seeing these drivers box for mediums? Because they're going to have to box. Ludic is probably going to have to try for an undercut at some point. Just to even try and get back into that DRS.
It's just when. You know, we've seen 14 laps on those mediums and Banana's called it quits. Do they have any more in the bag? Can they go any more laps? When is the right call? Lap 20, 21, 22? When do you slap on those medium boots?
Well, I'm not even racing and my ass is twitching for Ludic staying on the track, I'll be honest. Because every time he goes through that S section, it just looks like it's going to snap at any moment. So, is he pushing too much? Is it the tyres? You know, I mean, at the minute, it's a miracle that he's in the race.
Ooh, you can see it there as he's coming around last. I mean, we got a nice little clip of Gatcha coming around and then Ludic. And you can see Gatcha looks like he's on absolute rails. And Ludic's tiny little wobble on the rear, like the rears are starting to spin, and he's just barely keeping it going round as he loses position there to Zeno with the DRS, but he will do. He doesn't have that DRS advantage, and that being the double detection zone, Zeno has picked up the DRS again, and Ludic needs to try and stay within that slipstream to try and get back past, but he's doing very well to stay within 2/10, burning the battery though, not letting him pull too far ahead.
Oh. He's had a moment again.
Oh, no, I think he's overheating his tyres. It's got to be.
I'm not sure what he's doing, but what he isn't doing is catching the leader. Zeno, right now, is looking very, very solid. So is Julian Brent, it must be said. Alfie, quietly going about his business in P5.
Yeah, he's just sat there running his own little race. He's not making any moves. Yeah, he's just running fairly decently. He's probably potentially waiting for those lot to battle it out. You know, Ludic, you can maybe see now. He's struggling. He was leading the race at one point. He's now sat there in P3. And that car is wobbling. So, you know, Alfie here even could potentially move his way up with Julian Prince. Julian can get on the gas and get down to Ludic.
Yeah. Well, the net leader is... Oh, we got a yellow flag. That's a spinning Catello. I'm not sure where he's just dropped it before the last corner, so he might box to retire. This has not been his best race. Just one of those races, one of those weeks. Hopefully he continues, though. Banana, now 20 seconds dead on behind the race leader, so he will take the lead of this race, granted, on all the tyres.
Ooh. Ludic there, just a little late on the brakes, almost getting a bit too friendly with the rear diffuser of Zeno. He's gaining a little bit now. He's really putting the pressure on the V-carb in front. I wonder if the V-carb's just slowing down, maybe recharging that battery, trying to use it to his best he can to defend against that McLaren.
Has to be said though, Gatcha's putting in some absolute championship winning like laps in here. He's extending his gap without overusing the tyre. It's now from
Oh,
1.5
big
to
slide there from
1.5.
the McLaren Ludek. Barely kept himself going in a straight
Oh.
line. He almost drifted that through. That was insane. God,
Look at the train behind him. Look at the train behind him. They all want a piece of it.
Yeah, they're waiting and praying and waiting just for that moment to open, that door to shine open. You know, Ludek's really, really struggling on the rear. You see the V-Carb's looking for it, but just doesn't go for it. There goes Alfie. Alfie makes it side by side with a V-Carb, a Julian Prince.
Oh, a little moment. They all get through it. Adjaman is closing the gap. So is Craggy. Craggy's he's nearly there or thereabouts. Alfie ran the outside of turn 4. Trying for the switch back at 5. Nothing doing this time.
Just can't get it
right
though.
there as well. The gap now down to 19 seconds between P11 and P1. So, yeah, Banana in clean air is doing a good job.
Yeah, he's putting the pace down now like he needs to.
Oh, Alfie's had a moment.
Yeah, he's lost huge time though. He's left himself exposed to Craggy.
Yeah, I didn't see if that was contact or if he just lost it. Yeah, but Adjaman up to P5. To be fair to Adjaman, he's just, apart from the first stint, prior to the safety car, he's just gone about his business quite well. Look at the gap between P1 and P2 now, 3.3. Gotcha, flying.
Wow, absolutely sending it. And here goes Craggy. Alfie left himself exposed and he's benefiting here. Here's the Aston Martin.
Adjaman passes Zeno. So Zeno, who once was on the prowl for P2, is now down at P5. That's so quickly it can change.
You know, Ludek's on the prowl. He's trying to push on for Julian Prince, looking for the outside door, but it's just not open yet. Julian's doing well to keep him behind, but all this fighting's only doing one thing. Gacha is now he's now over 3.5 seconds clear, 3.6, and pulling away 3.7. That Alpine is on rails. He is in full control, absolutely flying here.
He is. He is. At the minute, he's in another level, but these guys are battling, which is obviously helping. But what this does do, this means that Gacha can pretty much react. He doesn't have to be the first one to pit. He can essentially extend his safety car pit window.
Yeah. You know, he's got a big enough gap there to breathe comfortably. You know, if they start pitting early, he can pit the lap after.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he has got that gap.
He can do what he wants. Ludic back up to P2. Getting past Julian Prince. Will Adjaman be able to get past Zeno and Julian as Zeno's... Yeah, Adjaman looks like he's going to be moving down it side by side through turn 2. Keep it clean. Yes, nice and clean. A little bit of wheel banging there on the exit, but Adjaman for now stays in P4.
Yeah, he's putting the pressure on. He's looking for that podium. He's looking to take it away. I mean, technically as it stands, he may inherit that podium anyway from Ludek's 3-second penalty. But he wants it on the track. He wants to take it by storm, and he will further extend it if he can get past Julian Prince. He'll be P2 in that manner.
Yeah. I don't think we're at the stage now where we need to be boxing for mediums. I think we're probably 2 laps away. But Zeno is the one that I would suggest that, well, I would suspect if his teammate Julian doesn't pit, then he could completely jump all of them.
Yeah, you know, it's up for strategy. It's who's going to dive in first. And when the teammates are this close, we were talking about the double stacking problem. So is anyone going to dive in yet? Oh, that was... that was a naughty...
And he sped into the pit lane as well.
That was a naughty.
So that, unless there's a safety car, that's really going to hamper his race result.
Definitely. What could have been a good call may have turned into a bad one. You know.
Yeah, it's a disastrous decision because a 10-second penalty is not what you want.
I think he was expecting his teammate to go in, and when he saw he didn't, he cut the line, dives in, but he just misses the brakes. 10 seconds, damaged his race completely.
Banana is 10 seconds ahead of Julian. Julian was 3.5 seconds behind the leader, so Gacha will come out 6.5 seconds behind the race leader. But but on fresh and mediums, could he even stretch it that he puts on the softs? That's the question. I personally would say the medium is the way to go. And I suspect that we're going to see sort of people pit lap 22, lap 23.
Yeah, it could happen though. You know, they have the open door to extend. I mean, could Gatcha go another 2 more laps without losing out too much time if anybody chooses to box now?
I think the fresh and mediums at the end is the way to go. So I would probably extend. He's got it in his pocket. It'll mean he's got more work to do on the on his next stint, but the tyre will be able to handle it. So I expect Gatcha to be the last one to box.
Yeah, okay. It makes sense. You know, it does make sense. He's got the time to play within the bag. If he's using his head, he's got his head on straight, then absolutely going to be one of the last to get in. He's got the time. He's comfortable. You know, he's 4 seconds clear. He's got absolutely nothing to worry about. In a world of his own, just nice for Wednesday night drive for him, really, isn't it? Just really running a really good race here, while everybody else is just lurking behind, fighting for the last of the podiums.
Yeah, well, apart from a little safety car, there's been plenty of battle. I mean, Gatcha, like you say, when you have race leaders leading by 4 seconds, they don't care. They don't care if it's 20 seconds or 4 seconds, or they just don't want any action. They want clean, simple. For Gatcha, it's been plain sailing. But for these guys, they're really having to earn their.
Here we go.
Pit
points. Stops are underway. 23.
Banana. I mean, Craggy's the one, isn't he? Craggy is the one. Is the one that could upset the party because he's already done his pit stops.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's 16 lap old tyres now against fresh mediums. I mean, he's got quite a margin there. He's done well to place where he is. Obviously going all the way to the end. Gatcha we should see in next lap. At the end of this lap to cover off the drivers that have decided to box. I'm more looking on Banana.
I'll be honest, I forgot about Craggy already pitting. Such as the battle going up at the front, but the Fizz now battling with PW Jones, Calvin out behind them, Julian, Ludic, Alfie, and Zeno, as well as Adjaman, all behind the people who pitted on the first stop. So, yeah, maybe pitting earlier was the way to go. Because they'd have been pitting this time anyway for fresh medium, so yeah, maybe the 2-stop was the way to go.
So these drivers certainly showing their racing knowledge here with the strategies how they do it. It's interesting to see. In goes Gatcha. There he goes.
Race leader pit. So Craggy goes through, now takes the lead, and now he needs 13 qualifying laps.
Yeah, he does. He really needs to set the pace down now here, Craggy. But 17 lap old tyres now. He's going to start to struggle within the next 5 laps, I'd say. I'd say they start to drop off very badly for him.
Wow. Julian, with that 2-lap undercut, is jumped Gatcha.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh, this fight ain't over yet. We just saw the Fizz, PW Jones battling it out with each other.
Yeah, Banana's already got that gap from 7 seconds to 1.
5. Yeah, he's dropping
5.8. It's now 5.3. So, yeah, these.
Craggy's been on those tyres 17 laps. It's going to be a difficulty for him now. Nothing but difficulty.
I mean, the good thing for Craggy and Banana is, Jones and the Fizz as well, is now they've got track position. So any safety car, they're in plumb position because everyone else would surely box for softs. So, I mean, Craggy, you can see the time coming down. It's coming down by 6 or 7 attempts every sector. It's not 10th after 10th. It's multiple attempts.
Oh, yeah, Banana's flying. He's chasing down Craggy turn after turn, sector after sector. You know, Zeno fastest lap there. Lovely to see. We see a battle further down there. Julian Prince looking to get past PW Jones. He's now in the fight against the Fizz. Also closing that gap up. Can he close up? Oh, there he goes. Oh, my word. Julian's through. It's double overtake.
Do you know what? I love that this is old strategy versus new strategy, mediums versus hard. This has really got everything. And then you've got the likes of
Oh, gotcha side by side with a phase into the
Yeah.
triangle section.
That looked fine enough. That looked plenty fine. Bit of wheel bagger, but nothing massive. This is honestly, this is just an 11 lap. Oh my god, as Julian Prince has to completely get out of that. Yeah, Gacha for me is still the one in the driving seat.
Yeah, I can see it coming for Gacha. Gacha's really setting some pace down here now. Puccied with another 3 seconds. That's unfortunate for him.
3.3 now between the top two. Julian Prince is closing. Gacha's closing. I mean, I'm not sure, but if I was Julian, I would sort of let. Oh, we got retirement.
Oh!
Catello.
Oh, safety car! No way! It's been flipped on its head!
Catello drops it. Catello drops it. Coming into the end of Sector 2, Craggy, Banana, they may have looked in. Gacho, I think, will stay out. I don't think he'll put on a set of softs. I think he might prefer track position. He's, they're only a couple of laps old. This has really tilted it on its head. Yeah, wow.
Yo, we said it earlier on, race dynamics can be flipped in an instant. This is racing, and there it is, when everybody has completed their pit stop strategies, setting themselves up for the end game, that final push to what could be their victory. It comes out, race is neutralised, and the strategies are changed once again.
This is the thing with boxing under the safety car, on the first safety car. You were able to open up your safety car window so you could go deeper into this race. So situations like this could always fall into your hands. Craggy, no doubt, is going to pit. So is Banana. But Julian Prince, I mean, if he's on the medium, he might stay out.
I expect Craggy definitely to pit after that. His tyres are just so old now.
They're all going to the softs.
That saved him. Everybody's coming in.
Out. Ludic is decided he wants the track position.
Oh, it's a brave call.
I quite like this. I quite like this call.
Yeah, that pack closing up quick, after the safety car, you've got soft runners behind you, and certainly they will have them fired up and ready because they're setting themselves up for what could be a last 8-lap sprint, 7-lap sprint, 10-lap sprint even. It all depends how we go out here. Oh no, we're going 9, what would you say, 8 laps, I'd say, left of racing?
Well, I mean, I don't know, because Calvin and Pooch are quite a bit behind, so I think we're probably going to get 7 laps to go, but I mean, Zeno is right there. Zeno is right there. He's on the mediums, no penalties. Craggy, though, the first one on the softs. Craggy, the first one on the softs. Yeah. It's interesting. Banana, Gacha have gone on to fresh mediums. Adjaman has gone to fresh softs, PW Jones soft. So it is a mixture. Not everyone, despite having new softs, not everyone has gone for the soft. So let's have a look, because the soft will be great for the first 4 laps. But then there's another 4 laps. And that's where the fun comes in. I'm excited. I'll be honest. I'm excited for this finale. I think we're going to see some dives. I think we're going to see some incidents. I think we're going to have a steward's headache.
Yeah, I think that we could see some moments go to the steward's room here when this safety car comes in, because it's turned into what essentially could be a 7-lap shootout to the end. Everybody's got the fresh compound on. The elbows are going to be coming out. The batteries are going to be full. Oh. What's going to be interesting for me is that we've had quite a few safety cars, so who overfueled and who underfueled? Overfueling, especially in this part of the race, it could cost you so much towards the end.
I mean, I'll be honest, I can't believe Ludic is winning this race, given that he was literally facing the barrier. It was almost like Max Verstappen, Brazil 2016, where he kept it out of the barrier.
Yeah, where he does that infamous drift and he kept himself going.
Like, I don't know if you caught it on the stream, but I was on board with it, and my word, I was impressed with that.
I just caught the end of it. I heard your reaction, jumped on board, and just caught the end of it where he was already straight, so we didn't actually see it. If you got a clip, though, maybe it's one for the tickers. He saved it well. He deserves the credit.
Yeah, I think I've got it recording. So, yeah, a couple of safety cars this week. Mexico has certainly brought the fun. For 1 minute there, I thought the race leader was going to drive into the safety car, but I think it was just a bit of a glitch.
Yeah, potentially.
We haven't yet reached the 90% distance, so no points would be allocated at this point. But yeah, PW Jones down in 9th, but penalty free. And as I said to you on the build-up, keeping it penalty free around here, absolute crucial.
You know, we've had a mix, so we've had some drivers go medium, some drivers go softs. Not everybody's gone softs. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah. Puccied is the last one. I mean, Puccied might even decide to box again. Because why the hell not? He would have the freshest meter soft, although granted it would only be a couple of % better, but no, there we go, he boxes.
Yes, he is going for it.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, he could have gone onto the inters last lap and then soft, but there we go. I mean, I don't blame him for this. I don't blame him at all.
No, he comes out fresh boots, like fresher than everybody else's. They've been doing a couple laps on the safety car. Granted, it is only a couple of %, but that could mean all the difference in the closing laps.
Yeah, tyre wear will be a thing around here. I like the aggressiveness of the soft, though. I do. I think the medium for Zeno and Ludic, it was worth staying out. For everyone else, go aggressive, have a bit of fun.
Well, he's 18 seconds, 17 seconds off catching up, but obviously he doesn't have that delta time to abide by, so he will gain the back of the pack fairly quickly, we hope. Well, they're all caught under safety car delta. Yeah,
I think it's going to be this lap it goes in, so we're going to get, what is it, 7 laps of running, which means 5 laps of DRS.
Yeah, there's the call, safety car will be in. Ludex slows the pack down.
Yeah, medium at the front too. If I was Craggy, I wouldn't be so pushy on the first few corners. I would just learn what I've got underneath me because he'll be able to brake so much later. And there's a bit of a gap between the two Alpines here. I don't know if you're seeing this, but there's a little bit of a game plan going on here.
Oh, there he goes. Ludek is a win. He was not caught out. He's not caught anybody out. Alfie especially. He's right on the radar fuser of Zeno, though. This could prove crucial. Can he get the move done early? You see Puccied getting past, battling it out with Calvin.
A lot of movement. You had to see it from my point of view where everyone was moving. It was great. It was great to see. I don't suspect we'll see any moves. Oh, Julian Prince has made a move on Calvin. He's nearly got past Jones. A little bit of wheel banging. Calvin's coming back, but nothing doing. Is he going to send it into turn 4?
Adjaman with a big send. Adjaman to the inside line there. Makes it side by side. Around the outside he goes now. Not running too wide. Doesn't pick up a track limits. Can he stick it out? They're still side by side with Gacha. Gacha is having to defend like a lion here and does so. Just about keeps that position. That was a huge send from Adjaman. Wow. We got all of that.
Adjaman can smell an opponent on the wrong tyre. At the minute, the soft is the one to be on.
Oh, look at this!
It won't be in 4 laps.
Oh, Alfie's fighting. But so the teammates, Banana and Gacha. Gacha's trying to get past, and he does.
I'll tell you what this is doing, though. This is creating a gap for Ludic, who has got that 3-second penalty. But they've broken away from Alfie. All the squad, and it's going to help the front too. Zeno in prime position.
Here goes Craggy. Here goes Gacha. Can Gacha make the double? No, he's going to try though. He's come to blows with Craggy. The kick out was looking to take it back. Craggy's not benefiting from that, but there's still contact, locking wheels. Oh my word, look at this. A huge battle there for the lower end of the points. There's debris getting thrown about. Oh, Craggy's off the track. Alfie's off the track. He's got wing damage. The Red Bull's got wing damage. This is disastrous. He's fully stopped there. He needs to get himself going again. Yellow flags. Alfie's dropped all the way to the back of the field.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if that was all too clean there from Craggy.
Banana as well, dropping positions which were needed.
There was a lot of carnage. There was a lot of cars in a small sequence of tarmac. But for now, yeah, the front two have gotten away.
Oh, Julian Prince just ran Banana completely out of road, but Banana's still on the push and fighting on. Oh my word. Oh, what is going on here? Keep it clean, gentlemen. I know you want to get your elbows out and fighting out and scrapping out, but there's only so much you can do, as Calvin's looking to fight on Julian Prince as well after he just come to blows. Alfie is out of this, retires after what has just been a disastrous safety car restart. Wow. What a way to get yourselves going again, gentlemen.
Yeah, it is. I think anything that's happened has got to be reported, so...
Banana fighting past Craggy now, easy done.
Try and keep the comments to yourselves, just report it. Banana for now, P5. A net P4. I think Ludic has broken away here. The Fizz in P4 with a penalty. So the top three could actually finish the top three, and Gacha might be the one who could break the party for the top two. And he is on those mediums.
Certainly, Adjaman is under attack from Pucciad. It certainly is. With that damage, he's not really been able to get through those tight, twisty S sections in Sector 2. He's really struggling there, but I don't know, he may gain down that main straight, may be able to put the push back on, but it's just not, it might not be enough. Banana with the new fastest lap as he's pushing very, very hard to close down on the Fizz, although he will inherit the position anyway. You have Zeno and Gacha fighting away. Gacha goes ahead of Zeno. So Gacha on for victory as it stands with the penalty on Ludek. Yeah, Banana looking for it on the Fizz.
This race has definitely had its moments of quality. It's had its moments of madness. The last sort of 3 laps have been crazy. But it could be, as you were with the race leader, Gacha, the championship leader, looking like he's going to take another victory.
Oh, Calvin fighting away. Julian Prince, he's really close on that radar fuser. Maybe setting himself up for an overtake here. Can he go for it? He's looking for it. Gets the rear wing open, burns some battery. Is it all gone? Is it all depleted? No, it is not. I don't know. I saw a flashing light. The light is still flashing. I think Calvin does not have any more battery to his disposal, or he's running in none.
Yeah, but he's also got a month of penalties, so he's going to fall right back. I expect Calvin to maybe finish P11 here. So looking at his penalties. Badgerman's retired. That'll be in the pit lane. I'm not too sure why you retire in the pit lane, but at this stage of the race.
Oh, the damage he had.
No, I'm saying that Pucci's got 12 seconds of penalties anyway, so.
Adjaman picking up that front wing damage after the collisions early on. Gacha looking to make his move on Ludek and take it on the track rather than wait for the penalty to give him the position, the race victory to make it 2 this season. He's going to try and get it done on the track. Banana, his teammate, and second driver to win this season, just lurking in P4 trying to close up to Zeno. Can it be done though? It probably can. He probably will get the P2. It's another Alpine 1-2, I think. Coming on the way, with the way Banana's going.
It's got that potential, hasn't it? Which I think Banana would be happy with P2, given how the strategy he was on was playing out. I don't think the strategy he went for was the one. I think he has looked in a little bit here, but he's also chosen the right side.
Yeah, I fully understand that. He's perfectly within the prime position. but he's just a bit too far behind the front two as Gacha takes the P1 position, takes what will be his victory. If he can hold it out, well, saying that, it will be on track penalties. I doubt we may see anything in the stewards' room to get that removed, but it's all pure speculation at this point. You know, it's down to the drivers to report what they say fit. But I don't know, did you see anything worthy to potentially get a track limit removed for Ludek? Any contacts putting him in that position? He's been fairly clean all race, hasn't he?
He's been clean. His setup is he's just struggled with his setup, and it's going to cost him a podium. I think the track limits might have come from his setup, to be honest. But I think for a first race, I think he's driven really well. Just that one penalty is going to cost him.
Some fresh meat setting the pace on the block, saying, look, I'm here, and I have the potential to win. Because it is a good first display. He's up there with the front runners, you know, the two fastest drivers so far. They've been dominating the first part of the season, the first quarter. And here they go again to seize another 1-2 on the final lap. Ludek's done very well to stay there and put himself recognised and on the board. Like, I am a contender.
I think what we're seeing, though, is not just that they've got the pace, but they're consistent, and they tend to keep themselves out of trouble because they're near the front. So a good qualifying is ensuring that they have a clean race.
Oh, here we go. Some battling between Banana and Ludek.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Banana get this done on track, to be honest.
Oh, Ludek's certainly fighting for it. Like, that track limit penalty isn't even there. So he's really pushing on, really trying to take that P2 on the track. So can he do so?
Zeno's picked up a penalty on the last lap. He's just cost himself a podium.
Oh no, Zeno! Oh!
And Banana sends it. We might have a switchback.
Oh,
here.
switchback from Ludek. Can he make it stick? He swaps to the.
He's not going to do it.
Where?
Oh,
No!
He's back. He's just cost himself a podium again.
No!
You couldn't write it. He had it, and then he lost it.
Oh.
Zeno picks up a podium, and I guarantee it, from Sector 2, he would not have expected that.
No, that's a very well-run race for Zeno. Ludek just cost himself that P3. That final attempt at a secondary switchback on Banana. He went for it the first time, couldn't get it. He tried for it again, but just ran too wide over too close to the curb. You know, 3 tyres off, it's all it takes.
I'm not too sure why he went for the move. He already was guaranteed to finish behind him. It just seemed like a pointless overtake. Okay, maybe he's just done it for a bit of fun, but when I've got 2 warnings and you know you got a penalty, you know you got a podium, I'm not too sure I would have gone for that.
I fully agree with that. As Pucci crossing the line to pick up the last points position, 43 seconds behind, but at least he still stuck it out to finish. The Fizz taking driver of the day. Maybe. We've seen some action here, some potentially controversial moments, controversial moves, but all in all, I think we've done fairly well. That wasn't too bad. It could have been a lot worse here in Mexico. You know, these corners are hard to navigate, especially with how close the grid was. You know, 13 drivers all within a second out of qualifying. So a lovely race to held, and I was very happy to see this today. Mexico certainly spicing up the order a little bit. Gacha winning 2 this season. Banana seems to be his rival. Not only that, his teammate, who did get the fastest lap, but look how close they were together on fastest laps. 15.083 for your race winner, and the man who took the fastest lap sits there in P2 with a 15.057. So then they're just within half a tenth of each other. These two are going to be fighting for the rest of the season, I think. We're going down. Zeno third, picking up his first podium of the season. Ludek could have got it, dropped out. The Fizz P5, good running from the Mercedes driver, currently second in the Constructors. Craggy, PW Jones, Julian Prince, Calvin and Puccied doing your points finishers. And then from there all the way down we have our list of DNS. Ajaman, Alfie, Cotello, Nadir and Raul. So she'll bring us back to an interview room to see if any drivers would like to have a quick little chat about how their race has gone down here in Mexico City.
Well, I will leave you for the interviews, mate. You can conduct the interviews.
Shall I see if we get anybody interested in interviews? That was nice. That was a nice little run in that could have been disastrous. We had a couple of safety cars, more than what we usually see here in off-the-line racing. You know, we very rarely get safety cars, but we did get
Yeah,
get a couple today.
I think the thing is, it wasn't caused by incident. It seemed to be people dropping it on the exit of the end of the DRS zone in Sector 2. So just driver error was the main the main cause. So it wasn't listen, people are going to get their elbows out. This is racing. Incidents are going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. That is racing, and it's inevitable in that essence. You can always find yourself in an unwanted situation. You know, you're on the limit of grip, pushing the cars to the absolute limit of your potential, as well as the limit of the car itself. You can always step yourself out a little wide, maybe get yourself locking wheels, wheel banging, unfortunate collisions. It happens. It happens. This is racing at its finest. We do have P2 sitter and race victor from this season alone, Banana, in here for an interview. It's nice to have you with us, my friend. How are we doing? How are you feeling after that running?
Yeah, I don't know. The win was on the table, but sadly with the shenanigans at the end, the carnage, as the only word I have for it. P2 only, still pretty good result and keeping the championship fight alive.
Yeah, lovely stuff. It's nice to see you fighting away with your teammate. We have an Alpine rivalry. I'm sure we've seen this before, but we'd love to see it here and now. You know, you've had a race victory this season. Your teammate picking up 2 this season. So you two seem to be the ones to watch. You know, do you speak to each other? Do you have a little team VC, or do you just stay clear and race each other?
No, we haven't spoken to each other once.
Ooh.
Maybe like a congratulations or something, but no. Maybe we'll have to get on that, but not yet.
So absolute no team tactics here. There is no rules in place to who shall be leading what in what where. You are absolutely on the ball, fighting each other for race victory every race, and that's going to certainly spice things up down the line. But constructors certainly extending that lead in constructors. You know, you're already 73 points leading, and it was a 43-point gap before we come into round 3, and now with this 1-2 finish again, you're just going to extend ever more. So it's good to have. You know, you're feeling good about that as well for constructors.
Yeah, of course, with the new guys coming in and also posing a big threat. But of course, when they DNF or retire, it's good to extend it, since you never know when you get a double DNF, and the tides can turn. So we'll have to keep working and get the 1-2 again next week.
Yeah, no, it was lovely to see. Do you have a strategy in mind on that one? Anything interesting to mind? Or I know it was all thrown in the window with the safety cars, but did you go in headstrong with a bold strategy? We saw you started on the mediums.
Yeah. Well, I thought the medium was the worst tire, so I wanted to get it out of the way first. And then, by my surprise, everybody was on hards. So I was just trying to stay with them for as long as possible, extend my pit window a little bit, and then. Yeah, the hard stint was fine, made some mistakes until I got into the traffic, which lost me, I think, 3-4 seconds maybe. So yeah, by that time I already thought that Gacha, my teammate, was going to get me already at the end. But of course the safety car threw the strategies out of the window, and it was a sprint for 10 laps to the finish. But yeah, of course a little bit sour. I would have wanted to make the strategy work, but we'll go again next time.
Beautiful stuff, and congratulations on P2. Hopefully we see you on the top spot again, as you already have done once this season. But P2, good points to get yourself in there.
Yeah, before we go, I want to ask you, you obviously pitted just after the safety car came in on the first time. For me, that was obvious. It felt like you made a mistake by not pitting. Is that how you saw it as well?
I hesitated to pit. But my tires were still pretty okay, and I thought as long as I could stay with them for long enough, I could make the strategy work. Because I think 30 laps on the hards were a bit too much. But yeah, maybe maybe it would have been a better call.
Yeah, fair. And what about, obviously you've been here. I think you was here from round one. Like, how do you feel like as the competition? Obviously, we're getting further into season. Do you feel like the competition's becoming tighter? As in,
Yeah, for sure.
more people seem to be able to be a threat, essentially.
Yeah, qualifying was pretty close. I got a surprise pole because I would have thought Gacha would have beaten me or someone else. But well, surprise pole, and then yeah, of course, with like 7 or 8 people going for the first 10 laps. So yeah, of course, it's very close, and yeah, I'm glad I'm staying at the top of the group. But of course, want to be one step higher.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, consistency is king, and you Alpine drivers seem to. You've both driving phenomenally well, I would say, Corey.
Yeah, it's been lovely for both Alpines. We do have the race victor with us. He managed to get himself in the interview room, but it's a good P2 for you. And we have your teammate to talk to now, the race victor, Gacha, after another beautiful run. So
Hello, hello.
how are we feeling about that one? Second win under your belt into this season. Rivaling against your teammate, which is something we like to see. You two leading the driver's standings and the constructors are massive. But it was a good running from yourself and got some nice spicy overtakes involved. You were running the strategy, and then in the end, you were just gapping everybody. In one of the stints. That was lovely to see. Safety car restarts, safety cars, throwing the strategy into the air. What was your mindset on that?
Yeah, my strategy was hard medium, and then the safety car came out, and I didn't know if I should stay out or box. Started to box for new medium. Yeah, and then just overtake everybody to get back into P1.
Yeah, it was lovely to see. But early on, you had a lot of pace here, very, very much pace. There was also a lot of fighting behind you. When you was at that 4 second gap, where were you thinking then? Were you just like, this is done and dusted? You were in the clear.
Yeah, I knew that if the guys behind me decided to box earlier than me, I knew that I could extend my stint because I had a 4 second gap. So yeah, I was one more lap to them, then a box for mediums, just to protect the undercut.
Yeah, no, lovely tyre strategy to see, and it's another win under your belt. Are you feeling confident going into the season, or you seen the
Yeah.
new drivers coming in? How do you feel about that? Some more competition?
Yeah, teammate Banana is of course the biggest threat right now. And the McLaren, he had a good pace in the first stint. Then I don't know what happened in the second stint. Maybe some damage, I don't know.
He lost it coming down the second DRS, and I don't know how he kept it out the wall.
Okay, yeah.
And then from that moment, he must have he done because he was just losing it on exit, but taking away nothing, Gacho. I think that first stint of yours was the best stint you've done in this league. I think those last 6 laps on the hard tire were awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was lovely stuff, lovely racing, and it's another victory under your belt. It's only round 3, early days, but the rest of the season to come. You are looking to put more under your belt?
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. Ricky, you got anything more to
No,
add?
no. That's just keep it coming. I think obviously the league is trying to bring more quick drivers in to add to the competition, and you keep doing what you're doing, and we'll keep doing what we're doing.
Yep.
Yeah, but we'll keep trying to bring you the fresh meat to push out of the way and take more victories, and you just keep getting as faster as you can, to say the least. So it's lovely win, and that will do us for this evening. And that does it for PC Tier 1 Round 3. Here in the mighty Mexico City, what a round it has been. We've had drama, we've had heartache, we've had strategy mishaps, we've had the safety cars thrown into the air. But in the end, there can only be one, and it is, of course, the dominant Alpine team to take yet another 1-2 here. So, I'm excited to see where this goes later down the line. You know, we have a new McLaren driver to come in to show who is competitive and to show that he is a constant contender. He has the consistency, just like one little mistake, like you say, Ricky, put him out of sync, but then towards the end was right back there to try and fight back, but ultimately fell to Alpines. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here today, be sure to come back next week. Same place, same time, as we head ourselves over to the mighty Yas Marina in Abu Dhabi. And what a round that will square out to be. But nevertheless, thanks for joining me, Ricky. It's been a pleasure once again, my friend.
Yep. No problem.
We shall see you all next week. Same time, same place.